At least following on from the videos that I was doing on my BlackBerry. I'm quite good for making them because I quite enjoy these conversations with myself. I mean, if it is a really bad thing to talk, then I'm doing it privately. And I'm not bothering anyone with it. And Bill's not listening. Is it a bad time to talk? Well, it probably is certainly not going to be popular if people don't like what you say. That's not going to be like. That's not their problem, okay? Somebody will let you talk any amount if they like what you say. Or they like you. Some of it is they like you. Some of it is they like what you say. They let you talk any amount. They want to listen. And this is probably what I've not mastered with the people I know. They don't like what I say. And as a schizophrenic, for 15 years as a schizophrenic, that's bound to be the case, okay? That is perfectly natural. A lot of people don't like what schizophrenics say, okay? It's very, very hard for a schizophrenic to say something that somebody is going to like, alright? It's very hard to like a schizophrenic as well. They're not likable people, alright? A lot of people accuse you, what you're saying is fucking with my head. I mean, people do have a slight problem, they're just not likeable, alright? I can only describe it as that, and every schizophrenic does have this problem of not being likeable, and especially people don't like what they say. And they always will have this problem as part of schizophrenia. They're very unlikable people. And I think it's good that my parents still managed to stick by me. Because a lot of people don't manage to stick by them there. If they liked them before, they don't like them once they're schizophrenic, alright? And I saw many families just walk away from their kids because they became like this. You know? I mean, also when someone grows up and becomes a teenager, they become quite a lot less likeable to the parents. But, I mean, this is asking too much, isn't it, for most parents? When they... I just can't... It's just part of the condition, alright? It's part of the condition. The person becomes very unlikable. It's not the fault of anyone around them, alright? It happens to them all. It is part of the condition. And one of the reasons why I might appear more likeable now is the condition has passed. I mean, it's not... I mean, my parents did stick by me. My granddad and Simon, they stuck by me. Bill and Kenny stuck by me. You're really appreciative people stick by you, okay? Because people can't help it. If they don't like you, they don't like you, okay? You know, it's a very, very big problem with that condition. In fact, it affects a little bit all mental illness. And actually, people think we like each other. We don't. We have the same problem with liking each other. I know it sounds strange. You think, well, what's there not to like? Well, that would be hard to explain. You'd have to talk to a psychiatrist about that. It's complicated, okay? It's complicated. Try and think of a very popular person, somebody you really like being with, talking to, listening to. You like listening to what they say because what they say is appealing to you, you know? It's like the total opposite of popular, right? And it's a part of a condition. I can't... I mean, how can I explain this? Because it takes a psychiatrist to explain this. And this is why you have the mental health authorities usually take over. Because the vast majority of them are abandoned by their friends and their family. And to a certain extent, affects everyone with mental illness. Because this unlikability thing. And the fact people don't know what they say as well. I know that everyone says, oh, it can't possibly be that. It just has, you know. Ask a psychiatrist what's unlikability factor is. You know, popularity is, I mean, the way to explain this as simply as possible, popularity would be somebody who Think of somebody you know who's popular. Think of somebody you know you love listening to them, you love being with them, they're fun, Take all the opposite of that, you've got a schizophrenic, right? It is part of the condition, right? I can't expect it. Psychiatrists probably explain a lot better, because there's a lot of ins and outs here about how sort of likeable people are, or what they say, what they do, how they are, I can't, it's really asking me to explain something really difficult here. It's totally, completely and totally observed it in all forms of mental illnesses. Why? The reasons why they have always throughout history. I could explain to you better the history of mental illness than a lot of people could. I've proved in my book where mental illness comes from, how it developed. That's a different subject. The subject is currently mental illness. It's become a big problem. Nobody really knows why. It's become a much bigger problem than it was. It's much more widespread. And than it was. It was much more widespread than it was when I got schizophrenia 14 years ago. One of the reasons I have a problem being ostracised is because of that. And one of the reasons here in Britain, which is a very caring society, they have the mental health authorities that will put them in halfway houses, look after them, put them in flats. So usually they are abandoned by their friends and family. Because I'm trying to explain it this way. When somebody becomes a teenager, they're a lot less attractive than a fluffy kid. Alright, and sometimes the parents have a little bit of a problem stepping back and thinking, hang on, when they're a fluffy kid I really adored them, but now they're a rebellious, smelly teenager with smelly socks, a dirty bedroom, and covered in hairs. They're not so appealing. Every parent has a problem with that, but make that 10 times worse, you've got schizophrenic, right? I can only describe it that way. And, it's a credit to my parents that they stuck by me. It's a credit to Grandad and Seedy, they stuck by me. It's a credit to Bill and Kenny, they stuck by me. Because ones with drug psychosis don't so much have this problem. Actually, if it's drug psychosis, they don't have this problem at all. It's a different type of mental illness. They have another set of problems. It actually is a completely different type of mental illness to all the others. And schizophrenia is the most severe of all different forms of mental illness. It's the most severe form. So